So hey guys, welcome again to my vlog. So for today we discuss the chapter 2, configure a network operating system. Introduction. A network operating system enables device hardware to function and provide an interface for user to interact. The CCNA course of study, students learn to configure both devices that connect to the network and the devices that connect networks together. Learning to configure the Cisco Inter-Network Operating System on Cisco routers and switches is a large part of the Cisco CCNA program of study. The Cisco Inter-Network Operating System, or IOS, is a generic term for the collection of network operating system used by Cisco networking devices. Cisco IOS is used for most Cisco devices. Operating system part. So we have three operating system part: the shell, kernel, and hardware. The portion of the interfaces with application and the user. Kernel is the portion of the OS that interacts directly with computer hardware. Hardware is the physical part of the computer, including underlying electronics. So, the user can interact with the shell using command line interface, CLI, or a graphical user interface, or GUI. CLI is the user interacts directly with the system in a text-based environment by entering commands on the keyboard at a command prompt. The system executes the command, often providing textual output. The CLI requires very little overhead to operate. GUI. A GUI interface allows the user to interact with the system using an environment of graphical icons, menus, and windows. So, the GUI is more user-friendly and requires less knowledge of the underlying command structure that controls the system. For this reason, many individuals rely on GUI environments. Access methods. There are several ways to access the CLI environment and configure the device. The most common methods are console, secure shell, and the telnet. Console is the physical management part that provides out-of-the-band access to a Cisco device. Out-of-band access refers to access via a dedicated management channel that is used for device maintenance purposes only. Secure Shell or SSH is a method for remotely establishing a secure CLI connection through a virtual interface over a network. Telnet. Telnet is an insecure method of remotely establishing a CLI session through a virtual interface for a over network. Unlike SSH, Telnet does not provide a securely encrypted connection. User authentication password and commands are sent over the network and plain text. So, Terminal Emulation Program, the U, TTY, and TerraTerm, and Secure CRT. So, primary command modes, user exec mode. This mode has limited capabilities but is useful for basic operations. It allows only a limited number of basic monitoring commands but not allow the execution of any commands that might change the configuring of the device. The user exec mode is identified by the CLI prompt that ends with a symbol. Privilege exec mode. To execute configuration commands, a network administrator must access privilege exec mode. Higher configuration modes like global configuration mode can only be reached from privilege exec mode. The privilege exec mode can be identified by the prompt ending with the hashtag symbol or number sign. So, configuration command modes. Global configuration mode. Access before over a specific configuration mode. From global configuration mode, the user can enter different sub-configuration modes. Two common sub-configuration modes include line configuration mode, used to configure console, SSH, Telnet, or AUX access. Next is basic IOS command structure, the keyword and the argument. Keyword is a specific parameters defined in the operating system. Argument, not predefine a value or variable defined by the user. iOS command syntax. The following example demonstrate convention used to document and use iOS command. The first is a ping IP address. The command is a ping and the user-defined argument is the IP address of the destination device. For example, ping 10.10.10.5. Traceroute or IP address. The command is traceroute and the user-defined argument is the IP address of the destination device. iOS help features. Context-sensitive help enables you to quickly find which commands are available in each command mode. Which command start are specific characters or group of characters, and which argument and keyword are available to particular commands. To access context-sensitive help, simply enter a question at the CLI. So, command syntax check verifies that a valid command was entered by the user. When a command is entered, the command line interpreter evaluates the command from left to right. If the interpreter understands the command, the requested action is executed, and the CLI returns to the appropriate prompt. However, if the interpreter cannot understand the command being entered, it will provide feedback describing what is wrong with the command. Host name. When configuring a networking device, one of the first steps is configuring a unique device name or host name. Host name that appear in CLI prompts can be in various authentication process device and should be used on topology diagram. Host name should start with a letter, contains no spaces, end with a letter or digit. Use only letter, digits, and dashes. So, limit access to device configuration. Configure password. To secure privileged access, use to enable secret password global config command. Encrypt password. To encrypt password, use the service password encryption global config command. Banner messages. To create a banner message of a day on a network device, use the banner MOTD. Save configuration. There are two system files that store the device configuration. Startup config. The file is stored in a non-volatile command, random access memory or NVRAM, that contains all the command that will be used by the device upon startup or reboot. NVRAM does not lose its content when the device is powered off. Running config. The file is stored in a random access memory or RAM that reflects the current configuration, modifying a running configuration. So, IP addresses. This use of IP addresses is the primary means of the enabling device to locate one another or establish end-to-end communication of the internet. Each end device on a network must be configured with the IP address. The structure of an IPv4 address is called dotted decimal notation and is represented by 4 decimal numbers between 0 and 255. IPv4 addresses are assigned to individual device connected. Interfaces and ports. Different types of network media have different features and benefits. Not all network media has the same characteristic and it's appropriate for the same purpose. Some of the differences between various types of media include distance the media can successfully carry a signal, environment in which the media is to be installed. So this is the interfaces and ports, the example of the copper, fiber optics, and the wireless. Manual and automatic IP address configuration for end devices. To manually configure an IPv4 address on a Windows host, open a control panel, network sharing system, change adapter settings, and choose the adapter. Next, right-click and select Properties to display the local area connection properties. In a network, DHCP enables automatic IPv4 address configuration for every end device that has DHCP enabled. Imagine the amount of time it would consume it every time you connected to the network. You had to manually enter the IPv4 address, the subnet mask to default gateway, and the DNS. Interface addressing verification. In the same way that you use commands and utilities like ipconfig to verify a PC host network configuration. You also use command to verify the interfaces and address settings of the intermediary devices like switches and routers. End-to-end connectivity test. The ping command can be used to test connectivity to another device on the network or website on the internet. So, that's all for the chapter 2. I hope you learned something from my blog. Thank you for listening and watching. So, goodbye and thank you.